Can you play soccer? Can you play soccer? Can you play soccer? I can play soccer. I can play soccer. I can play soccer. I cannot play soccer. I cannot play soccer. I cannot play soccer. Can he play soccer? Can he play soccer? Can he play soccer? He can play soccer. He can play soccer. He can play soccer. He cannot play soccer. He cannot play soccer. He cannot play soccer. Could you play soccer? Could you play soccer? Could you play soccer? I could play soccer. I could play soccer. I could play soccer. I could not play soccer. I could not play soccer. I could not play soccer. Could he play soccer? Could he play soccer? Could he play soccer? He could play soccer. He could play soccer. He could play soccer. He could not play soccer. He could not play soccer. He could not play soccer. Can you cook dinner? Can you cook dinner? Can you cook dinner? I can cook dinner. I can cook dinner. I can cook dinner. I cannot cook dinner. I cannot cook dinner. I cannot cook dinner. Can he cook dinner? Can he cook dinner? Can he cook dinner? He can cook dinner. He can cook dinner. He can cook dinner. He cannot cook dinner. He cannot cook dinner. He cannot cook dinner. Could you cook dinner? Could you cook dinner? Could you cook dinner? I could cook dinner. I could cook dinner. I could cook dinner. I could not cook dinner. I could not cook dinner. I could not cook dinner. Could he cook dinner? Could he cook dinner? Could he cook dinner? He could cook dinner. He could cook dinner. He could cook dinner. He could not cook dinner. He could not cook dinner. He could not cook dinner. Can you drive a car? Can you drive a car? Can you drive a car? I can drive a car. I can drive a car. I can drive a car. I cannot drive a car. I cannot drive a car. I cannot drive a car. Can he drive a car? Can he drive a car? Can he drive a car? He can drive a car. He can drive a car. He can drive a car. He cannot drive a car. He cannot drive a car. He cannot drive a car. Could you drive a car? Could you drive a car? Could you drive a car? I could drive a car. I could drive a car. I could drive a car. I could not drive a car. I could not drive a car. I could not drive a car. Could he drive a car? Could he drive a car? Could he drive a car? He could drive a car. He could drive a car. He could drive a car. He could not drive a car. He could not drive a car. He could not drive a car. Can you speak English? Can you speak English? Can you speak English? I can speak English. I can speak English. I can speak English. I cannot speak English. I cannot speak English. I cannot speak English. Can he speak English? Can he speak English? Can he speak English? He can speak English. He can speak English. He can speak English. He cannot speak English. He cannot speak English. He cannot speak English. Could you speak English? Could you speak English? Could you speak English? I could speak English. I could speak English. I could speak English. I could not speak English. I could not speak English. I could not speak English. Could he speak English? Could he speak English? Could he speak English? He could speak English. He could speak English. He could speak English. He could not speak English. He could not speak English. He could not speak English. Can you play guitar? Can you play guitar? Can you play guitar? I can play guitar. I can play guitar. I can play guitar. I cannot play guitar. I cannot play guitar. I cannot play guitar. Can he play guitar? Can he play guitar? Can he play guitar? He can play guitar. He can play guitar. He can play guitar. He cannot play guitar. He cannot play guitar. He cannot play guitar. Could you play guitar? Could you play guitar? Could you play guitar? I could play guitar. I could play guitar. I could play guitar. I could not play guitar. I could not play guitar. I could not play guitar. Could he play guitar? Could he play guitar? Could he play guitar? He could play guitar. He could play guitar. He could play guitar. He could not play guitar. He could not play guitar. He could not play guitar. Can you watch movies? Can you watch movies? Can you watch movies? I can watch movies. I can watch movies. I can watch movies. I cannot watch movies. I cannot watch movies. I cannot watch movies. Can he watch movies? Can he watch movies? Can he watch movies? He can watch movies. He can watch movies. He can watch movies. He cannot watch movies. He cannot watch movies. He cannot watch movies. Could you watch movies? Could you watch movies? Could you watch movies? I could watch movies. I could watch movies. I could watch movies. I could not watch movies. I could not watch movies. I could not watch movies. Could he watch movies? Could he watch movies? Could he watch movies? He could watch movies. He could watch movies. He could watch movies. He could not watch movies. He could not watch movies. He could not watch movies. Can you use a computer? Can you use a computer? Can you use a computer? I can use a computer. I can use a computer. I can use a computer. I cannot use a computer. I cannot use a computer. I cannot use a computer. Can he use a computer? Can he use a computer? Can he use a computer? He can use a computer. He can use a computer. He can use a computer. He cannot use a computer. He cannot use a computer. He cannot use a computer. Could you use a computer? Could you use a computer? Could you use a computer? I could use a computer. I could use a computer. I could use a computer. I could not use a computer. I could not use a computer. I could not use a computer. Could he use a computer? Could he use a computer? Could he use a computer? He could use a computer. He could use a computer. He could use a computer. He could not use a computer. He could not use a computer. He could not use a computer. Can you ride a bicycle? Can you ride a bicycle? Can you ride a bicycle? I can ride a bicycle. I can ride a bicycle. I can ride a bicycle. I cannot ride a bicycle. I cannot ride a bicycle. I cannot ride a bicycle. Can he ride a bicycle? Can he ride a bicycle? Can he ride a bicycle? He can ride a bicycle. He can ride a bicycle. He can ride a bicycle. He cannot ride a bicycle. He cannot ride a bicycle. He cannot ride a bicycle. Could you ride a bicycle? Could you ride a bicycle? Could you ride a bicycle? I could ride a bicycle. I could ride a bicycle. I could ride a bicycle. I could not ride a bicycle. I could not ride a bicycle. I could not ride a bicycle. Could he ride a bicycle? Could he ride a bicycle? Could he ride a bicycle? He could ride a bicycle. He could ride a bicycle. He could ride a bicycle. He could not ride a bicycle. He could not ride a bicycle. He could not ride a bicycle. Can you paint a picture? Can you paint a picture? Can you paint a picture? I can paint a picture. I can paint a picture. I can paint a picture. I cannot paint a picture. I cannot paint a picture. I cannot paint a picture. Can he paint a picture? Can he paint a picture? Can he paint a picture? He can paint a picture. He can paint a picture. He can paint a picture. He cannot paint a picture. He cannot paint a picture. He cannot paint a picture. Could you paint a picture? Could you paint a picture? Could you paint a picture? I could paint a picture. I could paint a picture. I could paint a picture. I could not paint a picture. I could not paint a picture. I could not paint a picture. Could he paint a picture? Could he paint a picture? Could he paint a picture? He could paint a picture. He could paint a picture. He could paint a picture. He could not paint a picture. He could not paint a picture. He could not paint a picture. Can you dance? Can you dance? Can you dance? I can dance. I can dance. I can dance. I cannot dance. I cannot dance. I cannot dance. Can he dance? Can he dance? Can he dance? He can dance. He can dance. He can dance. He cannot dance. He cannot dance. He cannot dance. Could you dance? Could you dance? Could you dance? I could dance. I could dance. I could dance. I could not dance. I could not dance. I could not dance. Could he dance? Could he dance? Could he dance? He could dance. He could dance. He could dance. He could not dance. He could not dance. He could not dance. Can you bake cookies? Can you bake cookies? Can you bake cookies? I can bake cookies. I can bake cookies. I can bake cookies. I cannot bake cookies. I cannot bake cookies. I cannot bake cookies. Can he bake cookies? Can he bake cookies? Can he bake cookies? He can bake cookies. He can bake cookies. He can bake cookies. He cannot bake cookies. He cannot bake cookies. He cannot bake cookies. Could you bake cookies? Could you bake cookies? Could you bake cookies? I could bake cookies. I could bake cookies. I could bake cookies. I could not bake cookies. I could not bake cookies. I could not bake cookies. Could he bake cookies? Could he bake cookies? Could he bake cookies? He could bake cookies. He could bake cookies. He could bake cookies. He could not bake cookies. He could not bake cookies. He could not bake cookies. Can you run a mile? Can you run a mile? Can you run a mile? I can run a mile. I can run a mile. I can run a mile. I cannot run a mile. I cannot run a mile. I cannot run a mile. Can he run a mile? Can he run a mile? Can he run a mile? He can run a mile. He can run a mile. He can run a mile. He cannot run a mile. He cannot run a mile. He cannot run a mile. Could you run a mile? Could you run a mile? Could you run a mile? I could run a mile. I could run a mile. I could run a mile. I could not run a mile. I could not run a mile. I could not run a mile. Could he run a mile? Could he run a mile? Could he run a mile? He could run a mile. He could run a mile. He could run a mile. He could not run a mile. He could not run a mile. He could not run a mile. Can you write an essay? Can you write an essay? Can you write an essay? I can write an essay. I can write an essay. I can write an essay. I cannot write an essay. I cannot write an essay. I cannot write an essay. Can he write an essay? Can he write an essay? Can he write an essay? He can write an essay. He can write an essay. He can write an essay. He cannot write an essay. He cannot write an essay. He cannot write an essay. Could you write an essay? Could you write an essay? Could you write an essay? I could write an essay. I could write an essay. I could write an essay. I could not write an essay. I could not write an essay. I could not write an essay. Could he write an essay? Could he write an essay? Could he write an essay? He could write an essay. He could write an essay. He could write an essay. He could not write an essay. He could not write an essay. He could not write an essay. Can you garden? Can you garden? Can you garden? I can garden. I can garden. I can garden. I cannot garden. I cannot garden. I cannot garden. Can he garden? Can he garden? Can he garden? He can garden. He can garden. He can garden. He cannot garden. He cannot garden. He cannot garden. Could you garden? Could you garden? Could you garden? I could garden. I could garden. I could garden. I could not garden. I could not garden. I could not garden. Could he garden? Could he garden? Could he garden? He could garden. He could garden. He could garden. He could not garden. He could not garden. He could not garden. Can you sew? Can you sew? Can you sew? I can sew. I can sew. I can sew. I cannot sew. I cannot sew. I cannot sew. Can he sew? Can he sew? Can he sew? He can sew. He can sew. He can sew. He cannot sew. He cannot sew. He cannot sew. Could you sew? Could you sew? Could you sew? I could sew. I could sew. I could sew. I could not sew. I could not sew. I could not sew. Could he sew? Could he sew? Could he sew? He could sew. He could sew. He could sew. He could not sew. He could not sew. He could not sew. Can you solve a puzzle? Can you solve a puzzle? Can you solve a puzzle? I can solve a puzzle. I can solve a puzzle. I can solve a puzzle. I cannot solve a puzzle. I cannot solve a puzzle. I cannot solve a puzzle. Can he solve a puzzle? Can he solve a puzzle? Can he solve a puzzle? He can solve a puzzle. He can solve a puzzle. He can solve a puzzle. He cannot solve a puzzle. He cannot solve a puzzle. He cannot solve a puzzle. Could you solve a puzzle? Could you solve a puzzle? Could you solve a puzzle? I could solve a puzzle. I could solve a puzzle. I could solve a puzzle. I could not solve a puzzle. I could not solve a puzzle. I could not solve a puzzle. Could he solve a puzzle? Could he solve a puzzle? Could he solve a puzzle? He could solve a puzzle. He could solve a puzzle. He could solve a puzzle. He could not solve a puzzle. He could not solve a puzzle. He could not solve a puzzle. Can you read a book? Can you read a book? Can you read a book? I can read a book. I can read a book. I can read a book. I cannot read a book. I cannot read a book. I cannot read a book. Can he read a book? Can he read a book? Can he read a book? He can read a book. He can read a book. He can read a book. He cannot read a book. He cannot read a book. He cannot read a book. Could you read a book? Could you read a book? Could you read a book? I could read a book. I could read a book. I could read a book. I could not read a book. I could not read a book. I could not read a book. Could he read a book? Could he read a book? Could he read a book? He could read a book. He could read a book. He could read a book. He could not read a book. He could not read a book. He could not read a book. Can you sing? Can you sing? Can you sing? I can sing. I can sing. I can sing. I cannot sing. I cannot sing. I cannot sing. Can he sing? Can he sing? Can he sing? He can sing. He can sing. He can sing. He cannot sing. He cannot sing. He cannot sing. Could you sing? Could you sing? Could you sing? I could sing. I could sing. I could sing. I could not sing. I could not sing. I could not sing. Could he sing? Could he sing? Could he sing? He could sing. He could sing. He could sing. He could not sing. He could not sing. He could not sing. Can you travel abroad? Can you travel abroad? Can you travel abroad? I can travel abroad. I can travel abroad. I can travel abroad. I cannot travel abroad. I cannot travel abroad. I cannot travel abroad. Can he travel abroad? Can he travel abroad? Can he travel abroad? He can travel abroad. He can travel abroad. He can travel abroad. He cannot travel abroad. He cannot travel abroad. He cannot travel abroad. Could you travel abroad? Could you travel abroad? Could you travel abroad? I could travel abroad. I could travel abroad. I could travel abroad. I could not travel abroad. I could not travel abroad. I could not travel abroad. Could he travel abroad? Could he travel abroad? Could he travel abroad? He could travel abroad. He could travel abroad. He could travel abroad. He could not travel abroad. He could not travel abroad. He could not travel abroad. Can you take photos? Can you take photos? Can you take photos? I can take photos. I can take photos. I can take photos. I cannot take photos. I cannot take photos. I cannot take photos. Can he take photos? Can he take photos? Can he take photos? He can take photos. He can take photos. He can take photos. He cannot take photos. He cannot take photos. He cannot take photos. Could you take photos? Could you take photos? Could you take photos? I could take photos. I could take photos. I could take photos. I could not take photos. I could not take photos. I could not take photos. Could he take photos? Could he take photos? Could he take photos? He could take photos. He could take photos. He could take photos. He could not take photos. He could not take photos. He could not take photos.